You know what really keeps most people from switching to electric cars? It's not the technology. It's not the range anxiety. It's not even charging networks or battery myths. It's two simple things: availability and affordability. Everyone loves the idea of driving electric. We all know someone who's sat in a Tesla, or maybe test drove an ID.4, or took a friend's Mach-E for a spin, and instantly fell in love with the smooth silence, the instant torque, the futuristic feel. You can practically see the excitement on their face when they say, "Man, I could totally drive one of these." But then the question comes, how much? And that's where the dream dies for most people. It's not that they don't want it. It's that the price tag is still out of reach. Even with incentives, the average EV today costs over $50,000. That's more than the average annual income in a lot of places. And that's before we even talk about availability. You can go to a dealer, fall in love with a car, and then find out the waiting list is 6 months long. Or worse, it's not even available in your country yet. So when you really think about it, the electric car revolution hasn't been limited by desire. It's been limited by accessibility. People want it, but the price and production just don't match the demand. Now, what if someone came along and said, what if we designed an EV so efficient that we could cut the battery size in half, reduce material needs, and pass all those savings straight to the driver? That's not a futuristic dream. That's Aptera. Aptera is taking the EV playbook, tearing out the luxury-first mindset, and rebuilding from the ground up with one goal in mind: make electric cars truly attainable for everyone. And they're doing it with an idea that's so simple it's genius: radical efficiency. See, the biggest cost in most EVs isn't the fancy interior, or the software, or even the labor. It's the battery. Batteries are heavy, expensive, and resource-hungry. So Aptera asked the question no one else dared to. What if the car itself didn't need such a big battery in the first place? By making their vehicle ultra-light, aerodynamic, and designed like a teardrop slicing through air, Aptera doesn't fight physics. It works with it. That means it needs fewer batteries, uses fewer resources, and can be produced faster and cheaper. Efficiency isn't just a performance metric anymore. It's a business model. And that's why Aptera can offer something almost no one else can. A 400-mile EV for under $30,000, think about that for a second. A car that goes nearly as far as a Tesla Model Y for nearly half the cost. And here's the kicker: it's not just cheaper to buy, it's cheaper to own. Because every watt-hour, every mile, every charge cycle has been optimized for savings. The average electric car uses around 250 watt-hours per mile. Aptera uses around $100. That's less than half. And when you translate that into electricity costs, it means that over the course of ownership, you'll spend thousands less powering it, even compared to other EVs. Now, imagine comparing it to a gas car. There's no contest. If the Aptera were a person, it'd be sipping on sunlight while every other car guzzles dollar bills. And yes, I said sunlight, because here's where it gets even more incredible. Aptera isn't just efficient, it's self-sustaining. With up to 700 watts of built-in solar panels covering the roof, hood, hatch, and even parts of the dashboard, Aptera can generate around 40 miles of free range every single day, just by sitting in the sun. That's roughly the distance of the average American's daily commute. Which means that for a lot of people, this car could literally charge itself while you're at work. You wake up, drive to the office, park outside, and by the time you're heading home, your Aptera has quietly recharged itself. No plug, no wires, no gas station, no waiting. It's like having a car that fills its own tank every morning. Even if you live somewhere cloudy or drive long distances, the energy savings are still insane. When you plug in an Aptera, you're still paying less than half what it would cost to charge most other EVs. Compared to gas cars, the difference is astronomical. Now, let's talk ownership, the part nobody likes to think about, but everyone feels in their wallet. Most people see a cheap gas car and think, that's affordable. But they forget the hidden monster, the ongoing costs. Gas, oil changes, brake pads, emissions checks. It adds up faster than people realize. The average American spends about $150 to $200 a month on gasoline alone. Over 8 years, that's over $14,000, just in fuel. Now add maintenance, and suddenly, that cheap gas car doesn't feel so cheap anymore. Aptera's entry model, with 250 miles of range, starts at around $26,000. Add the full solar package, and you're still looking at only about $27,000. That's less than the average price of a used car in 2025. Put down a reasonable down payment, say $14,000, and finance the rest. Your monthly payment might be around $200, which is what you'd spend on gas anyway. Except in this case, that payment eventually ends. Your loan gets paid off. Your Aptera keeps charging itself. And you're done paying for energy. Think about that. Your fuel bill becomes an asset. Every dollar you spend on your Aptera is one step closer to owning it outright, instead of watching your gas money vanish every month into thin air. Then there's the maintenance, or lack of it. No oil changes, no belts, no brake replacements thanks to regenerative braking. Even the tires are cheaper. The vehicle only needs 3, not 4. And the lighter weight means they last longer. Aptera flips the whole cost of ownership model upside down. Over an 8 to 10-year period, it's not just cheaper than other EVs, it's cheaper than nearly any car you can buy, period. And what's crazy is how futuristic it looks while doing it. Aptera doesn't look like a compromise. It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Sleek, aerodynamic, like it was designed for Mars but parked in your driveway. It turns heads. People ask questions. Kids point at it. It's a statement, not just about technology, but about independence. Because that's what this car really represents. Freedom. Freedom from gas prices. Freedom from oil politics. Freedom from waiting for your local utility's next rate hike. Freedom to drive without paying a cent for energy, because your car is harvesting its own. The price of sunlight doesn't go up. It doesn't care who's in office or what's happening halfway around the world. It's constant, reliable, free. That's the kind of stability no gas car can ever give you. Now sure, Aptera has one big caveat. It's a 2-seater. And that might sound like a deal-breaker for some people, but here's the truth. Over 80% of car trips in the US happen with 1 or 2 people inside. We're commuting, grocery shopping, running errands, solo or with 1 passenger. For that kind of driving, a 2-seater isn't a limitation. It's perfect efficiency. And as society evolves, smaller households, remote work, fewer kids, vehicles like this will start to make even more sense. Why haul around empty seats when you can glide across town on sunlight alone? So, is Aptera the cheapest car you can buy? Maybe not when you're standing at the dealership comparing stickers. But once you factor in fuel, maintenance, and total ownership, the math becomes undeniable. It's not just cheap, it's revolutionary. Aptera isn't trying to out-luxury Tesla or outspeed Lucid. It's trying to outsmart the entire system and make sustainable mobility something anyone can afford. And that's why, when you look at the big picture, not just today's price tag, but the years ahead, Aptera might just be the most affordable, most intelligent, and most forward-thinking car on the road. It's not about owning an EV. It's about owning your energy. If that future excites you as much as it does me, you're in the right place. Because this is what we talk about here. The innovations shaping the roads ahead, the breakthroughs redefining what's possible, and the ideas that take us beyond limits. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, hit that subscribe button and join Ride the Future. We explore the machines, the minds, and the movements driving the next era of transportation. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Aptera's approach is the real deal? Or is it too radical for the mainstream? I'd love to hear what you think. Because here at Ride the Future, we don't just watch the revolution happen, we ride it.